Hello, everyone. Welcome to Geekazoid. A bit of a rough start, but it's all good. It's my first time paddling. But anyways, I am here back again at Geekazoid, and I'm joined by some lovely guests. So you know what? Let's meet them. So, hello, Jaden.
Fizzman is behind the control desk, the cockpit here on the Millennium Falcon. So, dude, well done. It is a bit tricky, hey, like if you've never done it before, trying to host and whatever like that, but you're gonna have a great show. So, thank you for doing that. And you can tell me what to do this time.
Last week it was Fizzman week, and now Fizzman has taken over the podcast.
You really
world domination.
You literally have. That's it. Next, you're going to be taking over Tesla and all that sort of stuff. But no, good job. If I think it's going to be a full house today on the show. So who else do we have on the show?
So who else do we have? We have the effervescent, beautiful Tay.
Oh, hello there. I love that intro. Keep that up.
I thought you were going to say Dion. That's no fair.
I did think I was going to wait a little bit longer for Dion to come up first, but I will definitely take the compliment. How are we all?
Good, thank you. We absolutely missed you last week.
Oh, I know. The absolute chaos that was my flights home after delays and cancelled flights. I was supposed to be home at midday. I didn't get home till after dinner. But I'm back and I'm very excited.
And then leaving the best for last, it is Dion. Welcome,
hey
buddy.
Guys, how are we doing? I'm so glad we got a full house this time. This is going to be good. This is finally back where we are. With the full
Nice.
team. Let's go.
Dude, tell me how much we feel like the Brady Bunch right now. Look with the squares, and we're like looking and stuff like that. Like that's so funny. Yeah. Oh, I lost my headphones. Yeah, cool. All right. Well, do you mind if I just chime in really quickly, Fizzman?
Yeah.
So we are actually pre-recording this show. We are not live like what we normally are on a Thursday. You can blame me for that, guys. I apologize because it's actually my birthday as this thing is happening, and my lovely girlfriend had organized my family and her family to have a dinner. So yeah, that's really exciting. So yeah. I appreciate you guys rescheduling it and meeting me and all of us here on the Wednesday. So if you do comment and you don't see your comments on the screen, that is why. But still, leave us some comments because we'd love to interact with you once the show is live and we can do it a little bit later. That is all. Fizzman, where can everybody follow Geekazoid?
You can follow Geekazoid everywhere on Instagram at Geekazoid Live, Twitter at Geekazoid, Facebook page, follow the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also follow the podcast on Spotify and also your other podcast places where you'll listen, because it's a really awesome podcast and I have an absolute ball every week.
Every week, that's right. All right, so what are we going to throw it over to now, Captain Fizz? You actually are living up to your name. You are the captain. This is you're the captain of the ship. Guide us. What's happening?
We are going to throw it over to J-Rod's favorite section. It is...
It is trending topics, my favorite part of the show, because this is where I learn about what's happening in the pop culture universe. And I'm going to kick it off first, Fizzman, if you don't mind, because not only is it my birthday when this episode of Geekazoid airs, but it is also Disney Plus Day, which is really exciting, which means there is a lot of things dropping today on the Disney Plus streaming service. Yeah, there's a lot coming out. I know that, like, we've got, where are we looking here? Okay, Thor, Love and Thunder. It's finally going to be on the streaming service. So if you watched it the first time in the cinemas, now you get to relive the magic at home in the comfort of your lounge room. And you can see there's a whole bunch of things here that are really enticing. For me, something that's I'm really looking forward to is the Pinocchio Disney Plus original movie. That's got Tom Hanks in it, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit later on. Taylor, how about yourself? Is there anything here that you see that is, like, I don't know, sparking your interest?
Well, definitely the Frozen sing-along. I'm actually a big Frozen fan. I think I've watched that 1,000 times. And then, of course, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes, the it's almost like it's the the making of that. I guess that's the Star Wars version of that. Is that right?
Yeah, so it's like all the behind the scenes and things
Yeah.
like that. You get a ton of more info in them. It's really fun to kind of watch, even if you've only got a small amount of time. It's really cool to see how they bring it all to life.
I really love seeing all the behind the scenes stuff. It's really cool. How about you, D? Is there anything there that tickles your fancy?
Along with everything you guys have basically mentioned, I'm pretty keen for. But Thor: Love and Thunder, I definitely want to watch again with my family because I haven't got to watch it with them yet. I've watched it with my girlfriend, but other than that, I haven't watched it a second time. So I'm keen to watch it again because it's a really fun movie, and I personally enjoyed it. So I'm keen for that.
Fizz and I have a couple of friends that were extras because they filmed it here in Sydney, and
Oh, really?
yeah, and
That's so cool.
they shared some screenshots of what they could. I mean, they tried to get their phones out and try and capture as much as they could. So it'd be really cool to actually, like, find the scene that they're in and you know, stop it there and hopefully, like, because it's 4K, we'll be able to see it a little bit better.
Watch it frame by frame.
Pretty much, right? Fizz, I haven't asked you yet. What are you excited for with Disney
I'm
Plus
excited
Day?
for the and more because
I
feel that. I feel that.
Oh, funny. Well, it's funny, Tay, that you mentioned before about the sing-alongs, because I actually have noticed lately that Disney Plus are dropping all their classics, movies that you can sing along to. They're actually dropping nearly every single Disney classic in a sing-along version. So it's really interesting that they're going that route. I guess it's extra content, and it'll be cool to see how they go with it, and if it's received well, maybe every single Disney creation is going to get a sing along, even if there's no songs to sing. Cool. I'm gonna hold it off there now because I could talk for a long time about the Disney Plus Day, but there is something extra special that is happening, that is starting over the weekend, which is Disney D23. Disney D23 is an expo where I guess we find out all... Hold on, I've got to pull the slide up here. Where we find out all the new stuff that is happening in the world of Disney, whether it is shows, TV, movie, gaming, Marvel, Star Wars, Disney. It's going to be an incredible expo. And I always thought that Disney 23 wasn't a fan event. I thought it was like an industry thing, and then they broadcast it to the world later on. But it looks like they turned this thing into like an expo. That's pretty exciting. We're not going to spend too long on this because you could really have just an episode based on this, and I'm pretty sure next week's episode will just be us unwrapping about what happened at the expo. But D, really quickly, anything that you're hoping for, anything that you've heard that's rumored or that you're praying to see?
Ooh, what I'm praying to see, again, it's always going back to Fantastic Four for me. I'm just hoping they release even we don't even need a teaser, even just like another title saying Fantastic Four, maybe the name of the film, maybe it's just Fantastic Four. Just the font itself will have fans get so hyped up for this, and that's what I'm definitely most excited for. That and Young Avengers would be pretty cool because we're heading into that new kind of agenda for the MCU with all these younger actors and the more diverse kind of superheroes. I can definitely see that happening as well.
You actually make an interesting shout. Sorry, Fizzman, because last week we were talking about the rumored cast members that were going to be in the Fantastic Four. Maybe we get something a bit more concrete, like this is our Fantastic Four. That could be interesting. Sorry, Fizz, you're going to say?
There is a rumor that the mutants will be making an appearance at D23. So we might actually get our first look like the
That's
X-Men
exciting.
or something close to it.
Tay, how about yourself? It doesn't even have to be Marvel or Star Wars related. It could be actually Disney related as well. Is anything? I know you said before when we talked about it, something like Disney Princess related in terms of the games and past in a past Geekazoid episode. But anything else that you want to put out there into the world to hopefully it happens?
So there's always so many announcements that I can't keep up, and there's just one thing after another. I'm hoping that they're going to announce a new Disney Princess movie. There's been rumors for a while that they were going to do another Frozen 3, but then there was a lot of kind of backlash of people wanting to have a Tangled 2, which I'm definitely for. Either way, I would absolutely love it. They're some of my favorite princesses. There was another one about, I'm sure they're going to give us some more info about some of the movies that they're filming at the moment. I know that there's a few secret ones that they're definitely teeing up to announce. And that's for a princess movie. I think they're going to have an old classic as a live action, and they're doing Snow White already as a live action. And I think that they were hinting that there was going to be another one that they were going to announce. So I'm very excited. I do love my princesses. So I'm excited for anything new.
I hope that when we do get another Disney princess movie, that it's not a Disney Plus original. I hope it actually gets that movie treatment, that theater, because what was the last
experience?
Because what was the last Disney sort of princess movie? To be honest, I didn't even watch. Is it Raya? Raya. Is she a Disney princess? I haven't even watched it yet, to be quite honest.
So I don't think she's been so there's that induction of the princesses at Disneyland and that. So she's not an official princess, but technically she is the daughter of a chief, kind of like Moana. She's not technically a princess.
According to a post on August 19, 2022 in Disney Parks on World Princess Week, Raya has officially been inducted as Disney princess.
Oh, let's give her a big round of applause. Well done to Raya.
Quizman, the Quizman, back with you.
He's on it
again.
He's on it. He helped me find my keys that I lost 3 years ago. He knew where they were. Fizzman, I haven't asked you this question yet. What are you excited for D23?
Disney related, I hope we get a casting announcement for Hercules. Because there's been a lot of fan casts around. I'm hoping we actually get a solid casting announcement for the Hercules live action that is supposedly coming out. But also on the Disney Princess front, I would love to see a Disney Princess fighter game. Like how they incorporate the abilities. Like, for example, with Snow White, she could have very similar powers to Black Canary, where she uses her voice to create so much chaos. And I would love to see that. That's just me wishful thinking, but also any new Marvel games that they have, I'm just very excited, and also the cosplays that come out of D23. It's gonna be so good.
Who knows? Look, I know that Disney always push Marvel and Star Wars stuff, and they're not really pushing a lot of the Disney original content. So I'm hoping that, like Tay and was saying before, that I hope we get just some more Disney stuff, because this is why we love Disney, right? And it's just a bonus that we've got Marvel and Star Wars there and whatever other properties they own. But let's see some original Disney content, and of course Pixar and all that sort of stuff as well. But I want to see Disney princesses. I want to see some more original, and maybe some Mickey Mouse stuff as well. We haven't heard from the mouse in a while either. All right, we're going to leave it there because we could talk about this the whole podcast, but we're not. But Tay, you really wanted to talk about this. So I butchered this before, and I obviously know because it's all over social media at the moment, but Fizzman had to fix me up. I wrote the power of the rings, but he's like, what's the power of the rings? It's the rings of power. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, that's so embarrassing. But Tay, tell me about this, and tell us where you were last Wednesday night.
All right, so last Wednesday, I got to go to a pre-screening, the premiere in Sydney for Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. So this is a TV series that has come out on Amazon Prime, and this is back in the second age of Middle-earth. So our Lord of the Rings is based on the third age, and this Rings of Power is going back to the Second Age, so thousands of years before Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. So still based on Tolkien's books of Middle-earth, and it focuses on Galadriel back when she was a warrior. There's so much info that we could go into about the tales, as in there's already books out, so we do know Galadriel's story, but I'm really excited to see it on the screen. So this is from the Sydney premiere. We've got some photos up on the screen now. Yeah, I absolutely loved going here. It brought out my inner child. This is something that I've loved, Lord of the Rings, since I was a kid. I remember watching it with my dad at such a young age that I used to be scared of Gollum. So he used to tell me to turn around and I wouldn't watch the screen when he was on it. And then he would tell me when it was safe to watch again. But yeah, so going to this premiere was incredible. It was like really pulled on my heartstrings a bit there. And actually seeing the first 2 episodes was just mind-blowing. It was like being shot back in time, seeing some characters that we do know already, seeing them back when they were younger. And I do like the casting that they've done. There's not many familiar faces for me, but I do love so far what they've done with it, and with the characters themselves. I highly recommend watching it. Even if you haven't watched Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, I still think a separate story in its own. It's really good. There are 2 episodes out, and then the 3rd episode, I believe, we're getting Friday. So I'm very excited to watch that. I already know that I'm going to be watching it on repeat, just because I know that I'm going to be able to pick out little things that I didn't see beforehand, and I kind of like fact checking and being like, oh, I know what they're talking about now. So it is really cool to touch back on all the stories that we know. And it's been so long. It's been so many years since we've had something Lord of the Rings based. So it's extra exciting for me.
Dion, are you going to watch it? Because
I was literally just going to say, like, the fact that you mentioned that it's set before Lord of the Rings, so I can start this before I start Lord of the Rings. So that's definitely going to get me to get around to it this weekend. Like, I've heard good reviews like for it all around. Like, all my friends are hyping it off. They're like, "Dude, why haven't you watched Lord of the Rings yet?" And I'm just like, "I'm sorry."
For its opening night, it got 25 million viewers, which actually surpassed House of the Dragon. So, good job, Amazon.
I just want to take it back to Tay. Where is it? You look like a vision on that carpet. Like, honestly, you look so good. You color coordinated, and I absolutely, you literally look like Galadriel. And
Well,
I'm so here for it.
Oh my God, thank you. Best hype man ever. I was actually so stressed about this because, as you know, I only brought 1 carry-on bag with me when I came to Sydney, and I actually wasn't aware what kind of setup it was going to be because I had never been to a Sydney premiere before. And in Melbourne, it's really sometimes that it's quite small. We get maybe a little media wall. So I wasn't quite sure what to expect for a Sydney premiere. And I just thought, okay, what am I going to do? I can't go in cosplay. What's the next best thing? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go in all white outfit, pay homage to my girl Galadriel. And it actually worked so well. I was so relieved that when I got there, I was like, oh my God, my outfit actually works with all of this. So I was so stressed at first. So it was a big relief when I was like, oh, this is okay. It works.
Well done. Nah, you look great, Tay. And it looked like it was a fun night. And I know you went home with a couple of goodies as well.
Yes.
That's really cool. Jealous. I actually haven't seen this yet. This is something that I do want to check out, but we've just been like inundated with so much content to consume. It's just like, it's just where do you start? And, Fizz, is this something that you're going to be watching or have you already watched?
I haven't watched it yet. I definitely will be watching it, especially because I do love prequels and like content that is like really expands on lore. So I'm definitely keen to see how the second age of Middle Earth and how different it is to the third age. I've been hearing rumors, and I'm not. I'm hoping you can clarify them, Tay.
I'll try.
Does Gandalf appear in this?
Oh,
Or,
spoiler!
like,
Don't
Spoiler.
Spoiler,
Okay.
spoiler.
Sorry.
But is he in this time period? I guess the question is,
Yeah,
right?
is he in this time period?
It would be highly unlikely. That's all I can say. I don't want to go into it because there's a
I have
lot.
a
Like
question.
there-
I have a question. How old
Yes.
is Gandalf in like Return of the King? How old is he in that? Oh, I don't even know if he's in that movie. I think I'm spoiling
You're
it for
gonna
myself.
test my knowledge now. I don't want to get it wrong. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna. I cannot deal if I got it wrong. I mean, I have
It's all right.
tattoos, Lord of the Rings tattoos. If I get it wrong and it's recorded, I won't be able to live with myself.
Taylor, you're forgetting. I can hear Fizzman typing away in his keyboard right now.
I've already got the
He's a
age.
little pitter-patter.
Here we go. He's got the age.
The closest approximation of Gandalf's physical age is 24,000 years old.
Oh,
Gosh,
Okay, well then
man's
he
old.
would be around. I still think it's highly unlikely that it's him, because there is a certain period that it was. I'm pretty sure the start of the Third Age when people like Gandalf they came to Middle Earth. So it would still be highly unlikely, but who knows? I could be completely wrong. There's
who
so
knows?
much
No.
backstory and so much info to go through. It would be almost impossible to know everything about it because there's so many different stories.
He might have that, in the last episode of the second season of The Mandalorian, where that that Luke Skywalker moment.
Oh,
He-
yes.
He could have that at the end. I'm just, I don't know. But sorry, Fizzman, you're gonna say.
So Sir Ian McKellen wants to reprise his role as Gandalf in Middle Earth Second Age. So who knows? We may get that.
I love it when characters that
According to
fans
Tolkien
love.
history, he wasn't technically in the Second Age, but I mean, it's Amazon, it's Lord of the Rings. Like, I mean,
They gotta make that money.
yeah. Did they consult? Like, I remember reading like they didn't consult Peter Jackson with
No,
this
no.
one.
No,
So-
I don't believe so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just based on Tolkien's book, so it's their story. I'm pretty sure they didn't get permission for a lot of the storylines. Like, there's things like the Silmarillion, and that there's so many other stories that kind of all intertwine from Tolkien's books, and they didn't get permission to use all of it. So I think it's going to be their own kind of storyline, just taking, from the Tolkien books, really.
Yeah, right.
Hmm.
Sorry, D, you're gonna say something before, mate.
I was gonna say, like, with these characters that we know and love, I love it when the actual actors and actresses like love playing these characters as well. Like how Fizz
Yeah.
just mentioned, like, Ian wants to reprise his role. Like, that's amazing. The same thing. I know I always bring him up, but it's the comparison I always use. The same thing with Tobey Maguire. He lost playing Spider-Man. So I love actors like that love what they do. That's the best part about it.
It's nice to know that they're not in it for the money, right? They're in it for
Exactly.
the love
The
of the
character
project.
is special to them.
Yeah. All right, we better move on, Fizz. So what do we have happening next? Because I know that you're excited about what you're about to talk about. Have a guess what he's going to talk about, D. Have a guess.
Just
I've got
take
a
a guess. Take
question before I
a
guess.
wild guess.
Oh yeah,
Well,
go.
yes, I might start a controversial debate. Who would win in a fight, Dumbledore or Gandalf?
Gandalf.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
okay.
sorted.
Sure.
I think that's already been sorted on the internet. Gandalf would actually win. And,
Was it really?
Now I have
Okay.
to watch Lord of the Rings. Damn.
I mean,
He's pretty
literally,
badass.
like, did you not see him go head to head against Saruman in that tower? Like,
He hasn't seen it yet.
I have not.
Oh, he
watched
hasn't?
anything yet.
I forgot. But Tay knows what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Where he goes
Yes.
up against Saruman and like,
I know that the dude that plays Count Dooku is in Lord of the Rings. That's
Correct.
What I know.
yeah,
That's
he
him.
plays Saruman.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
that's him.
Cool. Rest
All
in
right, who
peace.
would win?
Pretty sure he
Who-
passed away.
He did, yeah. Christopher Lee is the actor.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay, Saruman or Count Dooku, who would win in a fight? It's the
Saruman.
same actor. Yeah, probably. You're absolutely right. All right, Fizz, what are we talking about? Tell us. It's something to do with Harry Potter for sure, right?
So as we know, Back to Hogwarts Day was on. Hold on, let's there we go. Back to Hogwarts Day was on last Thursday when we recorded our podcast. I would have had it all ready to go by the time we recorded it, but unfortunately, we are in Australia and the UK hadn't hit 11 a.m. yet, so like we didn't get all these announcements. So, but one of the things, if you remember, I talked about it during my birthday week. talking about the Magic Castle Wand. Now, as part of the Back to Hogwarts announcements, we actually got a video about it, and it looks so good. I can't wait for it. Like, just the way it's been done. Like, look at the wand design. It looks so good. I am so in love with it. So, as you'll see, it is connected to both your smartphone and your smart devices. So, if you have like a Google, like smart lights, smart TV, you can actually control all of them with the wand. Not only that, is that you can also duel your friends who also have the Magic Castle wand. But in order to actually make it work, because you can't just wave a wand around, you actually have to know the incantations and the
damn
actual spell movements in order to get it to work. But I am so hyped for it. It is coming soon to the UK and the US, not Australia, because apparently we don't exist. We're apparently a fake country. But I'm gonna find a way to get it. I'm gonna find a way to get it. So
we can import this. Don't worry.
Yeah,
we'll import this.
We can do it.
We will find a way.
You can master and unlock over 50 spells for hours of interactive fun, and it comes in 3 different designs with a limited edition design available for Harry Potter fan club members. So that is happening.
I didn't realize
they make like a virtual Harry Potter universe out of this in real life. Like that would be pretty cool.
I didn't realize you can control, because like I've tried to make sure when we moved into our place that everything is like smart lighting, you know, down lights and whatever else I could try and make that. But that is really cool. That is really cool, that because I was like, what's the wand? Like I'm assuming it's just for a game, sort of like a Wii remote or something like that. But if I can actually control like my Google, you know, smart devices in the house, oh, sign me up. Vacuum cleaner or whatever is the spell. That would be unreal. That's so cool. Tay, I saw that you were getting giddy before. This is
as soon as Fizzman said that Australia is not getting it, my little heart just tore a little bit. But I feel like it's going to be worth it. I'm so far behind. I need to go to America soon. So what I've done, sometimes there's so many things that I usually buy that doesn't get shipped to Australia. So what I do is when I go to America, I ship it to my hotel. Like I make sure that it's all fine, of course. Yeah. I ship it to my hotel and I end up getting like 7 parcels delivered to my hotel because there are so many things, especially like all of this like kind of pop culture kind of merch. Like her universe there, Ashley Eckstein, she brought out all this Ahsoka merch and it looks incredible. It's exactly what any person would want. It's like nice and subtle designs. It's not cartoony or in your face. Perfect. Although they don't ship to Australia. So I always put in my order, get it shipped to the hotel and get bulk.
Do they ship to the UK?
Do they ship to the UK?
They might.
Okay, because I have a UK forwarding address that like actually I can order stuff to the UK address and then get it sent to me.
Oh, what? How does that work?
I'm gonna talk to you later about this.
I mean, we have.
I'll send you my list.
We have friends. We have friends in the States as well that I'm sure that we can get sent to them and they can forward it on to us. That's not a problem. I guess the problem is going to be: will the app that helps this thing work, is that going to be available in our country region?
VPNs and everything, like they exist. There are ways to get around it. Like if there's a way, I will find a way in order to get it.
There's always a way.
There's always a way. There's always a way. And Fizz, because we've got to move on because we haven't even got up to Dion's trending topics yet. But this thing was really interesting that I saw happen as well. What is this Wizarding World Festival and how do I get a ticket to it? What's going on here?
So Wizarding World Festival is pretty much, DC fandom, how they had like all their content and everything on like over a couple of days, like.
But that's online, right?
Yeah, online. So this is actually in person. This is a festival for Harry Potter fans, Fantastic Beasts fans, any fan of the Wizarding World. This is the festival for you. It is a 3-day festival. Also, it is a 3D festival as well. I wasn't wrong about that. But it has, not to be missed, panel discussions, film screenings, special guest appearances, cosplay and trivia competitions, which is like my area of expertise, autograph signings, photo opportunities, exclusive merchandise, special announcements, and more magical experiences, all taking place in enchanting environments. So they're really gonna do up this whole festival. We don't know a date, we don't know a location yet. All we know is that it's in the US. And I may have started preparing a pitch to Warner Brothers to maybe get the Geekatoid fam involved in it.
I love that.
Of course. No, I appreciate
You
that.
would.
That's really cool that they've got their
I
own.
was like to them, look, if you're gonna do a trivia competition with like all different countries versing each other, let me represent Australia because
Fizzman, imagine if they go, Australia, we have a competition, a trivia competition, and the first prize is for you to fly over to the festival. Oh my goodness. You'll literally be that, that meme of the guy sweating and he's like, it's just like dripping. That will be you in that competition, I guarantee it. All right, we're going to hold it there. I know that we would probably all talk about this, but we are going to move on. Dion, you wanted to talk about this last week, and I was like,
I did.
yeah. So tell me, like, I've only seen a couple of episodes of The Boys, but you've got an update for us. What
You're missing out, man. The Boys is so good. It's one of the most unique and greatest TV shows out there at the moment. It stands out from any kind of cinema right now. And the news is that we're getting Jeffrey Dean Morgan joining the cast of The Boys season 4, and this show has been peak from season 1 to season 3. So like, having this character which will like perfectly fit in like a perfect glove. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, his personality, his persona, just as him as a person will fit into this. We already loved him as Negan, and seeing that he's going to be a character, there's been rumored speculations of his character, but there hasn't been a confirmed character for him yet. But seeing that he's going to be in The Boys, he's going to become everyone's favorite character in it, without a doubt. And I just can't wait. Like, this show is every single episode that has you on the edge of your seat, and just knowing that Jeffrey Dean Morgan's going to be in it, he's going to be like the new Homelander for sure. And I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm really curious. I'm really curious to see how he is portrayed in this, and I mean, he does steal the camera. Like, whenever he's in a scene, you're always just fixated on his character, and he's going to be a great addition. But they're really stacking it up in terms of the actors in this The Boys series. They're really going all in, which is awesome. Tay, you're a fan of The Boys?
Yes, I was just about to say, I'm hoping that they bring Soldier Boy back, seeing as though it was his father.
Spoilers. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
No spoilers in the show, just the actors. Obviously, Jeffrey Dean Morgan was in Supernatural as the Winchester father, and Jensen Ackles is Soldier Boy in The Boys now. But yeah, I'm hoping that Soldier Boy will continue in the next one. At least I just want like one scene with him, then I'll be very happy. But either way, I'm super excited to see him in it.
Now we love Jensen Ackles. He carried season 3 as well. That I just love how they keep bringing these big names into the show, and they steal the season every single time, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Now Jeff also was in The Watchmen.
Dead.
Played Negan in The Walking Dead. He was also in The Watchmen as well. He played the comedian, I believe, as well. If you haven't seen The Watchmen, check it out. It is actually Zack Snyder directed that one. It's pretty faithful to the comics, besides one major thing. I think there's like a bomb that goes off in the city, where in the comics it was like a giant squid or something crazy like that. So you can understand why they changed that part to be a giant bomb. Fizzman, a fan of The Boys or familiar with Jeff's work?
I am a fan of The Boys. I haven't seen season 3 yet. I've seen bits of it, especially the ones that went a bit viral on social media. I think we all know.
Oh, yes.
Some of us know what those
the
scenes
practical scenes.
Yeah.
How funny.
I think that's what makes the show so good.
Yeah, I'm just really.
Yeah, sorry, Fizz, go.
I'm just really excited because apparently in season 4 we're also going to be seeing more of Starlight's powers and a more exploration into that, which I absolutely love Starlight and her character, so I'm here for it.
Oh yeah. Anything else you want to add to that, D?
Pretty much that this show, it's like, have you seen that meme of the horse when it's like the horse tail and then it's like the horse legs. It's literally, this show is that horse. The whole, I don't want to jinx the next season, but this show is peak. It's so good. You're not going to expect anything that's going to happen. It's not like that cliche superhero genre TV show. It's amazing. Must watch.
It is pretty cool. It's pretty refreshing to see like a superhero or soups show that's like this. It's very different to how we perceive heroes. Yeah, I really got to go back into it. I enjoyed it when I was watching it, and like I said, it was just so much to watch. I didn't really. I don't know. I just stopped it, but I didn't stop it because I didn't like it. I was really into it, but sleep
Definitely
became
chuck it on
important
the
as well.
list.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Sleep comes first.
All right, I think that wraps up the trending topics, Fizzman.
Yes.
It's all yours, buddy. Where do you want to take this now?
So we are going to now drop it over to my variant for a very special trivia. We'll explain after we see it, but yeah, I think my variant might have hijacked the trivia a bit. So let's see what happens.
Geekazoid.
What is up, Geekazoid fam? It is Captain Fizzman here for a very special trivia. Today is our wonderful host, Jaden's birthday. So, instead of doing our weekly normal trivia, we're doing a very special trivia dedicated to Jaden. So, get those thinking caps on and get ready. Okay, question 1. What star sign is Jaden? Once again, what star sign is Jaden? Okay.
All right, next question. Is true or false Jaden has been pied in the face? What do you think?
And then finally, our final question. On the 22nd of April in 2016, Jaden released a tap video featuring which superhero? Once again, on the 22nd of April 2016, Jaden released a tap video featuring which superhero? Think you know it? Alright, stay tuned for the answers.
Geekazoid.
I'm sitting here going, what the... And I'm not going to say it.
Language.
I'm definitely not going to say it, but I was like, Fizzman, why aren't you sending me the trivia stuff for me to edit? You're like, no. I'll edit it down. It's all good. I was like, okay, cool. And then literally, as I'm pointing here, I'm like, what's going on here? Why is there so many trivia? And he's like, don't worry. And I tried to click it to watch it, and he kept like skipping it for me. And I was like, okay, sure. And when the hell did you two have time to record that as well at the Rick and
We
Morty
were
event?
very sneaky.
Yeah.
Very, very sneaky. Quickly, like running around the side while you're distracted.
Wow, I did not know. Okay, is that legit the questions that we're asking this
No,
week?
I mean, I do have the Rick and Morty questions as well, so I did both of them.
I reckon we just hit them with a couple of questions because wow, that's very kind of you, Fizzman. It's very, very kind of
Happy
you.
birthday.
Thank you. I don't know how many times I've been pied in the face. Hopefully it's
No,
only been
true or
once.
false? Have you been pied in the face?
Oh, I spoiled it then because I said that. I better. I'm gonna be quiet now. Dion, do you know how many times I've been pied in the face? True or false?
Is it true or false, or how many times? Which one is it?
I've already wrecked
I'm not-
it. I thought it was how many times, but apparently, have I been pied in the face?
Yeah.
I'll give you a clue. Yes, I have been pied in the face. And I
This
think
will be a
anyway.
test to see how much people are listening in.
Yeah, that's it. Wow, that's very kind of you, Fizzman. Are we getting people to comment on these ones, or?
No, I mean, I can actually pull up the actual questions if you want me to.
Let's pull up the actual questions as well. Let's just hit them
Yeah.
with a couple of questions this week.
Sure,
Why
let's go.
not?
There we go.
Here we go.
Ready?
Hit it.
To my very...
Geekazoid.
What is up, everyone? It is Captain Fizzman here at the Rick and Morty Wormageddon reveal. So excited to be here. I think something's behind me. I don't know. Anyways, I'm here to deliver you your weekly trivia questions, all related to You guessed it, Rick and Morty. Okay, question 1. What universe is Rick from? Once again, what universe is Rick from? Do you think you know it? Okay, question 2. What method does Rick use to travel between universes? Once again, what method does Rick use to travel between universes? And then finally, our final question, on the 5th of September, which season of Rick and Morty premieres? Once again, on the 5th of September, which season of Rick and Morty premieres? Make sure to let us know in the comments down below, and back to you guys in the studio.
Geekazoid.
I just absolutely love Rick and Morty, to be quite honest. So that's why I was like, get those questions out there. I will talk about Rick and Morty a little bit later because that's going to be in our September scheduling conversation. But if you do know the comments, and I know that we're not live, but definitely let us know, if you know the answers to the questions, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Also, we drop these questions every week on our socials, so definitely check them out at Geekazoid Live on Instagram. They'll be going up on YouTube as well. YouTube's getting a massive overhaul, and also we'll probably chuck them up on Facebook, and we'll look at getting a TikTok as well. So definitely follow us on the accounts that we have. We've been uploading a lot of stuff lately. Tay, Fizzman, and myself were very lucky to attend the Rick and Morty, launch party or event that happened in Sydney. That was really special. Dion, we would have loved to have had you there, buddy, because we created some extra content, but I'm sure there's going to be one very, very soon, whether we come down to Melbourne or you come up to Sydney.
Without a doubt, there will be.
It's going to happen. Or it will
Sooner
be
or
at
later.
or it'll be at the Wizarding World Festival in wherever it is. So, we'll definitely get together very, very soon when that happens. Cool. And Fizzman, once again, thank you so much for organizing those questions. I'm interested to hear the answers because I'm a bit stumped on not only my answers, but also the Rick and Morty ones as well. All right, we better move on because we are definitely 40 minutes into this podcast. So, Captain Fizzman, take away. We are looking at the September release schedule happening. I know that we're already a week into it, so some of these have already released, but I guess let's start off with the gaming. So, what are we looking at first in the gaming area?
So what we're looking at first is Lego Brawls. Jaden, do you want to take it away? Because you are the Lego expert.
So I love Lego. And Brawls is sort of like that Super Smash Bros. And also the Multiverses game that we've seen recently come out. I guess you just get to build... Yeah, you get to build your own character, your own original character. So these aren't like, you can't make Star Wars characters or Marvel characters or whatever, any other franchise, I guess, yet. This is purely Lego's own IP, which is great because Lego can look at all the characters that you can make there, and I guess you can interchange. Like if you want to be a ninja, if you want to be a rock star, if you want to be a pirate, and I'm sure you can mix the different legs with torsos, with props and stuff like that. So it's a brawler game. So if you love everything like Super Smash Bros, like I mentioned before, this will be the game for you. I am very lucky that Bandai have sent me a code. They literally sent me a code today. So I'm going to definitely check this out, which will be really, really exciting. If you are interested in playing this game, it is on. It's available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Really quickly, is this something that that you guys are interested in? D, you seem like you're pretty interested in this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I love, like you said, I like the Smash Bros games, and like there's games when all these characters are kind of accumulated together. You know, Tekken, Street Fighter, all these kind of like joint together type of games, like kind of like an Avengers type of game. You know, all these characters you can pick from, and I like fighting games in general. So this looks pretty fun. Definitely something I want to check out.
I guess what makes this different from other fighter games like Super Smash Bros. Is that you get to create your fighter, where all the other ones, it's like you're picking Mario, or in Multiverses, you're picking Batman. Fair enough, you can change the skins on them and all this sort of stuff, but this one you can actually create your character from scratch and their personality and that. So that's pretty cool. Tay, how about yourself?
Yeah, definitely keen. At the moment, I'm almost finished through the whole Lego Star Wars
the
series.
Star Wars one? Nice.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah,
I
so
just
I've
got that for my
almost
birthday. I'm so
completed
keen to
it.
start that.
Oh, how exciting.
It has taken me so long. I'm at the point where now the only things that I have left to unlock, I have to get 100% on every challenge. So I've completed every like world and every episode, but I need to complete every single challenge. So it has taken me forever, but I'm almost to the Death Star.
Nice. I actually got a press kit sent out to me for that, but the only problem was they sent me an Xbox version of the game. And yes,
Oh,
Fizzman,
no.
I'm like, why haven't I thought of this before? I should actually give Fizzman the copy so he can play it. And I'll pick it up later on PlayStation, probably a little bit later. But yeah, Fizzman, it's coming your way, buddy. I don't know. Now that you mentioned that game, Tay, I was like, I actually own that game, but on the wrong platform. Cool. Let's move on to the next one now. Only because there's a lot going on with things being released in September. I know we were mentioning about The Last of Us. Was it last week that we were talking about The Last of Us, or the week before?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, we were talking about the
2 weeks
HBO
ago,
Max series coming out, but now they've re-released. They've re-released The Last of Us. So
Re-released, yeah.
pretty much, like, I think the remastered version that we're seeing there was on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now The Last of Us, which they're calling Part 1, this is for PlayStation 5. You can see...
That looks like a
like,
real person. That's insane.
Isn't it insane? Like, the upgrades that they've done to it, and it just looks incredible. Tay, you're a big fan of this series. Is this worth the purchase and another play round?
I definitely think it is. As you can see, I'm sorry for the people only listening to this, but you can definitely see here up on the screen the difference that we're kind of getting. The last time they did a remaster, you definitely again saw the difference. You can even see all the details on the clothes and that, which I really think it does add to it. Some people may say that it's not, really affecting the game that much, but I believe it is. I pick up on all the little details. I'm very observant like that, so I definitely think it's worth it.
Is
I
it
was
worth
definitely
the
gonna say,
price tag, though, Steve, before you chiming? Is it worth the price tag? Because, like, I saw this at EB Games, and I know that they overprice a lot of things anyway, but this is a full-price game. It's not like a $50 game that you pick up. Like, this is over $100 game. D, is this something that you would pick up, or is it worth the price tag?
I was gonna say, because like I guess I haven't played the game yet, and I haven't had it spoiled for me. Luckily, don't want to jinx
Yep.
it, but I know how
Yep.
good it is. I have it. I have the remastered version of it on PS4. I was planning on playing it on the PS5, but then I heard about the remaster or the remaster coming out. I'm like, you know what? I might cop that. I might let them have my $110 or so. I know EB Games always overprices stuff, but there's always Amazon AU, which kind of prices it at a decent price, and you can kind of price match that at JB. So there's always those alternatives, but I reckon I'm going to cop it because that looks so good. And I have a PS5, so why not,
Well,
play every
that's
game
it.
possible as the PS5
That's it.
version. Yeah.
In 4K, 120
Exactly.
frame. Like, I
Way
get
to
it.
rub salt in the wound here.
But then I guess with the partnership that PlayStation now has with PC, I wouldn't be surprised if we see this on PC coming out very, very soon, especially because the show is coming out. So I guess they want more eyes on the product, and then I guess they're going to make this a little bit more available to the public. Fizzman, is this if it does come out on PC, is this something that you would probably delve into?
Probably, but I also might be like, hey, can you come to Sydney so you can play the scary parts? Because I'd rather I'm here for that. Or like,
I
I'd be like,
forgot.
Jay, I need you.
I forgot
I'll
that you
be
don't
there.
like the horror stuff, Fizzman.
I'm not a horror person.
That's the best stuff, man.
I don't mind a good jump scare in Resident Evil. Yeah, but some of it's a bit full on. But anyway, let's throw it over to the next game that we have hitting the courts, NBA 2K23. Another one. Is this the sort of game... Look, I put it here because there's not really much big releases in terms of the gaming world coming out in the month of September. But I know that this is a big franchise, and 2K always rock it in regards to their gaming series and their sporting series. Do you guys dabble in the 2K NBA space at all? D, is this something that you'll be picking up, or is this
I used to play basketball like competitively for about, I think, 8 or 9 years, and I kind of stopped following. I used to follow NBA like religiously, but I kind of stopped around 2015, 2014ish. But I remember playing. I think the last NBA game I got was NBA 2K14, and that was
Wow.
amazing. It's been a while, but it was really good. But I saw a video about this actually, and like they compared NBA player from only like the one like from last year, the 2022 game, to like the 2023 model, and it's insane because it's like they're releasing this for, I think obviously for every console and stuff, but like
Yep.
they compared it to the PS5 model, and it's like it looks so crisp. It's like it's a real person.
It's insane, like the likeness and all that. And like you were saying before, because you got a PS5, like I mean, I love playing. Whenever I have friends come around that are into this sports, they just like FIFA or NBA or WWE. Like they just because they watch that religiously. So I'm like, cool, let's go. Tay, sports, is this your jam? NBA
do.
jam? Sorry, there's a pun there, but yeah.
I definitely don't mind it. It's not for me. I don't mind if it's like playing with some friends and that's what they want to chuck on because it's a nice kind of group game to play with. But yeah, no, not really up my alley. But I have seen the quality of it, and it is pretty intense. At first, when I first saw it, I thought someone was watching like the basketball, like watching an actual game. And it took me a few moments to realize. I was like, hold on, what's going on with the camera? But it was very, very subtle. That it was so good that the quality of it.
It's pretty incredible. Fizzman, is this your type of game, or is this a easy pass?
Does it involve Quidditch?
There's no blues.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? So Madden, which I know is not it's totally different to basketball, but Madden had a SpongeBob themed stadium, and then you could wear clothing that was SpongeBob themed, and that's what got me to buy that game. No, look, I actually don't mind American football, and when I realized that, I just spent like the whole time just playing in the SpongeBob inspired arena, and it's playing the whole in the background as you're playing the game. So yeah, so if they had maybe Harry Potter skins in it, is that something that you would make? No,
Probably.
Yeah, good on you. Yes, we got him. If you guys are interested in purchasing NBA 2K23, it is on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, and it comes out this Friday, so September 9th. Cool. Let's move over to the very last game that we're going to be talking about, Splatoon. So this is for all the Switch fans. Splatoon 3. This game is so like new in terms of the franchise. We had Splatoon, and I feel like only a couple of years ago Splatoon 2 came out, or maybe it was like the first life cycle of when the Switch came out. And now we're finally at Splatoon 3. Tay, have you ever played Splatoon before?
I actually haven't. So I did have to, well, actually, technically, yes. I had to play it a very short while when I used to work at EB Games because so many people were coming and asking about it. Yeah. So I tried playing like 10 minutes of it just so I knew what it was about so I could tell other people. Definitely a good one. I always recommend it for like younger kids, like just getting into gaming. I do think it's very fun. Again, not right up my alley, but it's definitely well done and very, very bright, very fun, colored. I do like it.
Dion, how about yourself, buddy? Do you own a Switch, or have you ever played
I
Splatoon?
do, yeah, I do. I mean, one of the first games I played on my Switch, this has nothing to do with Splatoon 3, was like Breath of the Wild, so that made me fall in love with the Switch, and that was around the time I was like obsessed with Switch games, and of course Splatoon 2 was like, everybody was talking about it. I myself never like personally got around to it, but my cousin, he is obsessed with his Switch, and every time I see him, he's like, "Want to play Splatoon 2 with me? Like, can you please play with me?" And I feel bad. He's like my little cousin, and then he tells me recently that Splatoon 3 comes out, and he's like going crazy about it. And this morning, I'm walking to work, and I see a banner for Splatoon 3. I'm like, "Oh shit, this is like actually like something big. This is probably like a big game for the Switch community." So I reckon it's definitely gonna, pop off in that gaming industry.
Fizzman, can you just double check for me? Splatoon, the first one, it came. And on the Wii U?
2 came out
He's
in
ready with the
2017.
facts.
Splatoon 2 came out in 2017.
Yep.
Splatoon was initially released in 2015.
So on the Wii U, I would imagine that would be... Yeah, so I guess because the Wii U wasn't like such a... It was a fail. It wasn't a big console for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yes, and it didn't really... So a lot of people had never played Splatoon before, so I can understand why Nintendo, when the Switch came out, they're like, okay, Splatoon 2, we got to get people on board. And it is a big franchise, and I guess it is kid-friendly. So if the families want their kids to play a third-person shooter, this is friendly because you're not actually firing at anyone. I guess it's like a who can claim the most space in a time period. I think that's how the game works. So if you look at the visual, you'll see that there's a mix of purple and yellow. And the type of games that I've played on Splatoon, it's like you've got to cover the most ground. So you can see here,
Not
and
just
whoever,
the most ground, but people.
but there's
as
like,
well.
yeah, there's like
There
yes,
is
sorry.
combat.
Oh, there is combat, so I guess you got to cover other people as well. So, look, I own Splatoon and Splatoon 2, and I probably will purchase Splatoon 3. Will I play it? Who knows? I mean, I own the other ones, and I never got around to... I played them for a little bit, but it's a game that you'll get addicted to, and you'll be suckered into it, and productivity goes down. But if you are interested in Splatoon 3, it comes out this Friday, which I'm really surprised. Like, I didn't realize it was coming out so soon. Fizzman, have you played Splatoon or Splatoon 2
I have
before?
played Splatoon 2. I bought it when it came out on Switch, and I actually really enjoyed it. I like the dynamics of the game and everything. And I mean, who doesn't like covering things in paint? Like, it's so good.
It visually looks awesome, and I think
I was
Nintendo
gonna
done a
say,
really good
just
job.
the colors alone are like just selling me because like those two colors are my two favorite colors. Like I just want to buy it just because of the colors. Like I love those visual games when they have a really nice front cover. It's
Yeah.
like it really sells you, and I think
Yeah.
Splatoon 3 is definitely going to be a good game.
Well, it's
It
very
comes out.
vibrant and colorful. So yeah, if you guys are
Mm,
interested,
yeah.
it comes out Friday. All right. Now we're going to be talking about movies, and I mentioned this before when we were talking about Disney Plus Day. Pinocchio. And I'm really excited to see how this, because this is a live action version of Pinocchio, and you can see there that Pinocchio looks like the Pinocchio we all know from Disney. It's just a live action version. Of course, he's CGI'd, but it's really cool that they didn't try and change the look. They made sure that he was the sort of Pinocchio that we all know, and automatically when you look at that Pinocchio, you go, yep, that's a Disney property. I love the fact that Tom Hanks is in this movie. I cannot wait to see it and how it plays out. It'll be interesting to see how they go about when Pinocchio does run away. And I remember in the classic Disney movie, he's smoking the cigar and they turn into jackasses and all that sort of stuff. So it'll be interesting how they try and change that story. Tay, is this something that you're interested or you'll be watching, or any love for
100%.
Pinocchio at all? Yeah?
Absolutely. This is one of my mum's favorite Disney movies. So when her gifts and that, she kind of gets the little collectibles of Pinocchio. So she actually has a pop vinyl collection, and it's
Oh, wow.
all the characters from Pinocchio. So I'm definitely keen. I'll definitely be taking her to see this one for sure. I love what they've done. I do like how they've what CGI work they've done on Pinocchio. We didn't have a remake of the Sonic thing.
Debacle, yeah.
Yep, that one. Yeah, we didn't have a rerun of that, so that was good. I like that they kept it kind of true, but I'm sure that we're going to see a lot of different stuff. With the rest of the characters obviously being live action, and obviously Tom Hanks. You can't fault him. You really can't. So I'm definitely excited to see him in it.
Dion, how about yourself, buddy?
We love Tom Hanks. Now, just picking up on what you guys were saying, like I agree with the CGI. I love how they kept that original look for Pinocchio, because I don't know if you guys remember the Lion King movie, like the live action one. I wasn't a big fan of how they made it an actual like a lion. Like it should have been like they should have had the animation to it still, like that those kind of expressions. Because with a lion's face, there's only so much expressions you can do, and with Pinocchio, like what they did with this, actually giving that expression that we know and love is definitely the best move, and it's not going to get fans upset about it. So,
I mean, there are some instances where maybe not adding facial expressions to an animal is a great thing. See the Cats film in.
Yeah, but that
we
wasn't
don't
just.
talk about that.
Yeah, and that wasn't just
That's a whole
expression
other
on
level.
animals. They were human cats. They weren't just cats singing and they
that
were
movie
human
was
cats.
first, honestly.
To be honest, I mean, I guess it's because I'm, in that dance, musical theater world. I actually didn't mind the movie. Cats is weird anyway. It's the production of Cats is a strange movie, so I was already ready to be weirded out. And when everyone was like, "Whoa, it was weird," I was just like, "Have you never seen the play before? Like, it is a strange production." Fizzman,
I mean,
Pinocchio.
I only sorry, to go back into the cast, I only watched this for Taylor Swift, so that was really the only reason I bought my ticket.
And it's a great song that she wrote for it as well. But yeah, sorry, Pinocchio.
I am very excited. I have a very Pinocchio has a place in my heart, and I really enjoy the story that it tells. Most recently, I learned that the Disney theme, when we see the intro of like the castle, is actually "When You Wish Upon a Star" from Pinocchio.
You didn't know that?
So I didn't know that. I was very sheltered when it came to Disney. Like,
but you know now, but back then you didn't realize,
Well,
right?
are you saying that the original Disney like intro is from Pinocchio?
No, as in the song.
Yeah. Wait, no way.
Oh my God,
I
It's
did
cool.
not know that.
And wait, the castle, is that Cinderella's castle, or is not Cinderella? Sleeping Beauty's. Whose
It
castle? is it?
actually changes.
Oh, it does.
So not all the way back to some of the older films, but on almost every new Disney movie that has come out in like the last maybe 10 years, I'd say,
The design of
the
it changes.
intro is different every single time, and it resembles what the movie is about.
Movie is about.
There's actually a heap of TikTok accounts, and they do like little trivia
Breakdown.
things. So
Yeah.
they just give you 5 seconds of a snippet of the opening, and then they make you guess which movie it is. But
Movie
it's
it's
almost
from.
impossible because you get
Yes.
just that same looking intro, but there's only slight differences. So yeah,
And
I think that's
they don't really use the song anymore either, When You Wish Upon a Star. Because the only reason why I'm asking is because it looks like, okay, Pinocchio, and then also Tinkerbell used to be
yeah, that
Did
was a Mandela effect.
Yeah,
'Cause, like
it
a lot of
didn't
people
happen.
didn't like.
yeah, mind blown.
Do you know what's funny? Now that you mentioned that, I actually watched a video about that like a couple of years ago, and I'm like, wow, it's still in my brain. That is so funny.
So the Disney castle has changed 51 times.
Oh,
In
gosh.
Mulan, it is the
That's a lot.
It's the castle at Shanghai Disneyland.
Yep.
The one that we see of like, I think the most recent Disney intro, it is Cinderella's castle.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, interesting. Anyway, Pinocchio comes out on Disney Plus Day, which is my birthday, the 8th
Let's
of
go.
September. So I'm definitely going to check that out. Okay, this one is going to be a weird, well, not a weird one, but we're talking about Avatar remastered. So Avatar, they've just changed a little bit of what's happened. Well, no, they haven't changed anything. They've just remastered it. It's 4K. It's a higher refresh rate on the movie. I don't know if I would, like, don't get me wrong, I love this movie. I've seen it a lot of times. I don't know if I'm going to go to the cinemas to watch this. And I know why they're doing it, because the
Wait,
first
are you telling me
Avatar,
they're releasing it again in cinemas?
they're re-releasing it, yeah. So it's, and I understand why they're doing it, because the last Avatar, and Fizzman will correct me, came out like 12 years ago. So there's an audience there. There's a giant hole in the audience that have never seen an Avatar movie before. So they were re-releasing this in September, getting ready for people to watch the second one in December. So I understand why they're doing it, and for them it's easy for them to remaster this. I can see this thing going up on Disney Plus like very, very soon as well. But I guess if you want to watch it in cinemas and get that experience, this is the way to do it. Fizzman,
13 years ago.
13 years
Came
ago.
out in
So
2009.
Very close.
so there's 13-year-olds that have never seen this movie, right? So I guess this is
Poor
why they're
souls.
doing it. Maybe people didn't watch it the first time around, and they need to sell tickets to the sequel. So this is it. Tay, are you
I was gonna
excited about? Yeah, go D, go.
No, sorry, I was just gonna say, I don't know if you guys heard, but they actually re-released this internationally in China when when Endgame overtook Avatar in the highest grossing
Yep.
movie of all time. James Cameron's like, no, I'm not letting them take that spotlight. He re-released it again, and then
Yep.
it bet Endgame by like 0.10 million, I think. Or
And
so,
then didn't they
it-
re-release it? Didn't they re-release Endgame back like a
Yeah,
couple of months
to try and
after
beat it.
happened with
Yeah.
like
and it
more,
didn't.
with more,
I was so
with more
sad.
footage?
it's hard. Like I understand, like with conversion and like also the cost of living going up as well. So it's really hard to really figure out what it is. But like, I don't think Avatar really had streaming service to worry about back in the day, where Endgame had like all this other content to worry about what it was up against. Tate, Avatar thoughts? Excited for the new one coming out? Would you see the remastered version in cinemas?
I'm probably not going to go to the cinema to see the remastered one. I've probably got it on Blu-ray somewhere
Yeah.
here. So to me, that's enough.
Yes.
It is beautiful. So I do feel sorry for people who haven't watched it or who haven't got to experience it. Because I think it was like ahead of its time. It's still, it has held up so well. Like the fact that they've remastered it, it's like how much better could you get on top of it?
Yeah.
But it was far beyond anything around that time in terms of like the quality of it. So I'm definitely keen to go see the new one, which you said comes out December. Definitely going to be there ASAP when that comes out for sure.
Fizzman, yourself?
I watched it when it initially came out in cinemas. This is going to be a very controversial thing, but I fell asleep.
Did you go to a midnight screening or you went to the
No,
actual...
I went to like a normal 7 p.m. screening.
And you haven't watched it since? You never watched it since? Wow, so you don't know what happens at the end.
I remember bits and pieces of it. Like I got most of my information from the video game that came out with it, and that's the one that I played. And yeah, that's my exposure to Avatar.
Please don't tell me that's what you're basing the Avatar series on.
I'm not basing it off the video game. Okay, all right. I'm not. Okay.
I vote we have to.
I do remember pieces of it. It's just not my thing.
Fair enough.
I vote that we have to have a watch party, and each of us has to pick a film that most of us haven't watched, and we all have to sit here and watch it.
Lord of the Rings for me.
But we have to watch all three of them.
I don't know how much time we have. We'll get there. We might have to do it like a weekly thing after.
Yeah.
The podcast.
Oh, how funny! Look, I'm excited for the sequel to come out. I'll probably just watch the movie at home, because then I can pause it and go to the bathroom and come back to it. Yeah, that's you're getting old when you're worried about when you're going to have your bathroom breaks.
Did you know there's actually an app that actually documents when the best time is to go to the bathroom? Yeah, in the film.
Oh wow,
genius!
I did know that, but I feel really like I don't know. I'm pretty quick at going to the bathroom. Anyway, we don't need to talk about my my bladder. Okay, so the DC League of Super Pets. So I've already seen this film. I was very lucky to go check it out. This one is great for the family. Just to go back on the Avatar remastered, that comes out the 15th of September. Let me double check that. But DC League of Super Pets, it's not out yet. There's advanced screenings happening this weekend. So if you definitely want to go check it out, go check it out. Sorry, Avatar Remastered comes out on the 22nd. Oh, 23rd. So I've got the American time here. But DC League of Super Pets comes out on the 15th. This doesn't really connect to the DC world that we know in the cinema. It's its own standalone world, I guess, because the pets are introduced as well. So it's a lot of fun. If you are a DC fan, there's a lot of Easter eggs in this that you'll get a chuckle at. I thought it was a great film. I took my godson to it. He was losing his mind in terms of like laughing at all the funny jokes. It's very kid based. I found it was fun. It was a good film. Fizzman, is this the sort of movie that you'll go see?
It is 100% the sort of movie I'll go and see, mainly because we are getting Taylor Swift, Bad Blood, tailored version in the film and at the end of the credits as well. So that is primarily why I'm going to see it. But also, I love a good family movie. Like animation, it just speaks to my heart.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and just seeing more DC films on the screen, 100%. D, how about yourself, buddy?
I reckon I'm gonna go see it just because of like Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart's banter. I reckon that's selling me right there.
The curiosity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tay, how about yourself?
Yeah, definitely the same with D there. I love that it's going to be a more toned down PG friendly version of our the dynamic between Kevin Hart and The Rock there. So very excited. I actually am getting to go to a screening on the 29th, so
Ooh,
a bit after it
exciting.
comes out, but I get to dress up as Supergirl, so I'm very excited for that. So I'll definitely be able to share photos afterwards.
Oh, exciting.
So I'm definitely excited to see this one. Again, like Fizman said, I love these family movies. Like I've never grown out of them.
Yeah.
I love it all. Like I don't think you can be too old for these type of films. So
I think we
Yeah.
can all admit here that we're all going to be like a kid at heart. You know,
Yeah.
we're making a podcast about movies and games and TV shows. So
And don't get me wrong, it's not just for the kids. Like, there's a lot of stuff that will go over the kids' heads, and then there's a lot of adult humor in this as well. So they're definitely looking after us as well. And if you guys are going to see it, there's a mid-credit scene, and then there's also a post-credit scene, which you will all be excited to see. I thought it was really, really cool how they did the last part. Okay, last movie that we're going to be talking about now. This comes out on the 30th of September. Fizzman, you're a massive Hocus Pocus fan, and I'm sure that you are excited to see the return of Bette Midler. And she's just, I mean, musical theater royalty. But you probably know more about this than what I know. Everyone has been talking about a Hocus Pocus sequel for a very, very long time, and now we are getting it. So, and the whole cast has returned as well, which is incredible. And they don't look like they've aged at all, to be quite honest. Like, they look incredible.
I don't know where you're getting this information from, Jaden, but I only just watched Hocus Pocus last year for Halloween. For the first
really?
time. Yeah.
But you're a big fan, though.
No, because
go
here's
with
the
it,
thing.
man.
Like, here's the thing. All right, when we didn't have Foxtel, we didn't have Optus, so we didn't get any of these Disney films. So I wasn't exposed to any of these Disney Channel original movies. Most recently, I rewatched the Twitches, and I've done a binge of all the Disney Channel original movies. I have a list of stuff I've gone through. So some of it is very familiar, but other things I'm seeing is oh, this is new and all that stuff. But I'm excited. I absolutely love Bette Midler and also Sarah Jessica Parker. Just having the original cast return back as their original characters, and just the music that's gonna come out of it.
Yeah.
I am excited, but also I'm excited for new cast members to come in. I know we won't be getting Thackeray Binks, the original actor. I would have to double check that, but I know one of the original actors isn't returning.
Okay.
So yeah,
that's all right. While you look for that, Tay, is this something that you're excited for? Have you ever done a cosplay of this before?
I haven't. I should. I have been told before to do Sarah Jessica Parker's character.
Oh,
We've got similar face shape there. So I definitely would. I haven't watched it in so long.
Same.
So I'm actually surprised in myself that I haven't. Halloween is one of my favorite times of the year. Not only October, just in general. My birthday month, Halloween. I love all things spooky. So I'm surprised that I haven't watched it more. But it is actually high up on my list because I do wait for October and I binge watch all of my favorite Halloween movies. So I think I'm definitely going to revisit the old one in time to watch this new one. Definitely keen for Sarah Jessica Parker as well. I'm a bit of a fan.
Dion, how about yourself, buddy? Have you seen the Hocus Pocus movie at all?
I unfortunately know nothing about this, but I'm taking back on what Tay said. I love Halloween. I wish it was bigger in Australia. I love the whole theme, the whole aesthetic, just everything. Just the spookiness. I love horror movies in general, and that's probably what's going to make me get into this. If anyone's going to recommend it to me, if they say it's Halloween based, and yeah, I'm sold.
It'll be interesting to see where they take the story. And so Hocus Pocus 2 comes out on Disney Plus on the 30th of September. How exciting. Okay, we're nearly there, guys. We're nearly there. We just got a couple of TV series to talk about. And I know we already mentioned this one before, Tay, but The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power is finally out. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, it is already ready for you to stream on Amazon Prime. Did we already mention, D, have you already watched No, you haven't watched this yet. Fizzman, you haven't watched
No.
it yet either. This is something that I am definitely going to check out. So let's just, unless there's something else you want to add to it, Tay.
No, you all need to watch it. That's it.
Yeah,
that is all
I can't
have.
wait to watch it. But there is something that I definitely watched on Monday, and I watched it at about 1:30 at night because I got home from work. I had to catch up on my wrestling that I watch, and then I finally put on Rick and Morty season 6, and yeah, it definitely didn't disappoint. You probably saw on the Geekazoid Live account that I shared the IGN score for it, 9 out of 10. It is a solid first premiere episode for a season. Have you guys happened to catch Rick and Morty at all, Tay?
Yep, definitely watched it as soon as I could because I always find spoilers, so I have to get in there and watch it
Yep.
really quick. And yeah, absolutely did not disappoint. I am so keen for the next one.
Dion, there's a really heavy emphasis on Avengers Endgame in like the first
Ooh.
like couple of
Okay.
minutes of this. Like they mention Iron Man and all that in the first like 2 minutes. So do you watch Rick and Morty at all, or is this something that you haven't checked out yet?
So the other time we talked about it, we established that I haven't got around to this either. So this is also on my list, but I mentioned that about how they did kind of like paid homage to Back to the Future one time.
Yes.
Which was
Well,
kinda
the
pretty
whole
cool.
the whole thing is basically a spoof of Back to the Future. But
Yeah.
but yeah,
Is
definitely, dude,
Rick
you
and
got to
Morty
check it
kind
out.
of like a new story every episode, or is it kind of like Adventure Time based?
It's a new story. They get up to new stuff every episode, but they all sort of like they all connect some way. But it's not like a big
Okay.
connection. But like there's like so say at the I don't know if I should spoil this, but anyway, he doesn't have a portal gun at the moment, so he's like trying to fix his portal gun or trying. So he hasn't fixed it yet, but I'm sure throughout the episodes he's going to. So like the story arc sort of does continue in every episode, but they don't really connect. Like you can sort of watch episode 5 and not watch episode 1, but some of the jokes are reoccurring and they're funny. So it's definitely worth going from season 1 and then watching it through properly. Fizzman, how about you, buddy?
Not yet, but it is top of the watch list on Netflix, so I am definitely going to give it a watch very soon.
Well, Rick and Morty is out now on Netflix. You can watch all the seasons there. Definitely check it out. D, this is something that you will be very, very excited about. Cobra Kai.
Yes.
It starts on
I'm-
Friday, I believe, right?
It does, yeah. I'm glad you kind of snuck it in. I thought we weren't going to talk about it today. I was like, you know what? I'll save it till next week. But this, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for like me and my friends can't stop talking about it. I feel like we are going to probably, well, actually, yeah, I can't do this Friday, but we are going to do a watch party for this regardless because it is so good. It's one of those really rare moments when the TV show is better than the movies. Like this is like levels above the movies. It's just you can kind of see like even if you haven't even watched Karate Kid before, looking back at that picture, those four heads are iconic heads from the original series, and they've really given them that character development for every single character, just making you love them even more than you originally did. And I just can't wait to see how it unfolds.
Does Netflix drop them all at the same time, or is it like they upload an episode every week?
They dropped them all at the same time. Yeah, I remember season
wow.
4 came out, I think New Year's Eve, and they dropped everything at once. And like one of my mates, he stayed up from like, I think that day from like 1 a.m. to like 5 p.m. at night. Like it was crazy. He just binged it all at once. See, with me, I can't do that. I can't watch everything at a stand. So I think more than 4 hours, I just need to take a break. I need to get up from my seat and go do something.
How interesting, because Rick and Morty is dropping every Monday, which is not really common for a Netflix show, but that's what they're doing, and that's awesome. I guess because globally it's on, Adult Swim and all that, so I guess they have to, stick to those guidelines as well. Tay, I don't think you ever let us know. Do you watch Cobra Kai, or have you ever watched it before?
I have not watched the series, no.
Yeah, and Fizzman, you're in the same boat?
I've seen it.
And I've never seen it either. But this is definitely something, D, that I am keen to watch because I love martial arts and I love the first movie. I'm sure this is something that I'd see. There's so much content, but there's not enough time. Oh, anyway.
Factual.
Guys,
Yeah.
Cobra Kai comes out this Friday, the 9th of September. So definitely check it out. What time do you reckon roughly it will drop, D? Do you know at all? Is it like a 7 o'clock thing or...
I am not too sure. Maybe we might pass it on to Fizz to find that out. These little 3-second Googles.
Well, that's right. While Fizzman checks that out, we're going to throw it over this. And I freaked out when I found out that The Simpsons are onto their season, the next season. Season 34.
So
What
many.
is going on? It's incredible. I remember growing up and just knowing that Simpsons was always on Channel 10 growing up, but now they're up to. The Simpsons is older than me, guys. This is insane. Like I'm turning 33 tomorrow. The Simpsons is season 34. Wow. Sorry, Fizzman, do you have an update for us?
5 p.m.
5 p.m. There you go.
Yeah. 12
But
a.m. Pacific time, but 5 p.m. Sydney time.
there you go. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to binge that till midnight, I would imagine. Tay, Simpsons, growing up, is this your jam? Is this something that you
Oh, yeah.
watched growing up?
Absolutely. It was always on the TV right before dinner. And that was kind of like, I got to watch The Simpsons before dinner. And then it was someone else's turn after dinner because that's when, I had to get ready for bed 'cause I'm quite young. Surely this has got to be in like a top list of like longest running shows.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it is.
It's not number one. It's ridiculous. Like I sometimes forget, like I do see it still occasionally on the TV, but I often quite see like, old reruns and things like that. And I actually had no idea that these were still like fresh episodes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I still love watching. I kind of do watch a lot of The Simpsons, but on TikTok because I love all the little conspiracy theories about how
They predict the future, right?
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
kind of scary. Don't get me wrong. It is very, very coincidental. But yeah, I do love watching all of it. I kind of get into this little black hole of watching all these
Conspiracy theory videos are the best. Like it just has me on the edge of my seat.
The edge, yeah. Look, I remember watching The Simpsons religiously up until season 20. I don't think I've seen any of the new episodes at all, especially now that they're on streaming servers. It's all on Disney Plus, so you can check it out.
Imagine how sad
Fizzman-
it's gonna be when they cancel The Simpsons one day.
Yeah. Could you imagine? I think they want to be the longest running, not just
Show of all
animation,
time.
but like show of all time. And I know that South
They
Park.
gotta beat out 72 years. That is the longest show.
What's that show?
Guiding Light, and it's no longer in production. That is number one, but number two is The Tonight Show. And
Okay,
that's at
but
67 years.
okay, so they are like talk showy sort of shows in terms of episodic shows that like
Coronation Street, 62 years.
wow.
That's
Wow.
insane.
Okay, what about animation? Does it say animation at all? Because
The-
then I guess you would have to talk about like Sesame Street would be like
yeah,
quite a long
Sesame
running
is
show.
50. Sesame Street is 52 years.
Yeah, there you go.
How
What do you
about
think of
Doctor
it?
Who? Doctor Who hasn't stopped. That's like 60 years now. Well, it's 60 years
That's-
next year, actually. Forgot about that. I'm
Wow,
so
I
keen
didn't
for
even
that.
think of Doctor Who.
43.
43
43
years?
years is Doctor Who.
Wait,
Oh.
really?
Yep.
Okay, because we had the 50th anniversary 2013, so I'm
Huh.
confused.
That was
Ooh.
updated July 21st, 2022. So,
Is this
Is Wikipedia wrong?
Yeah,
no.
I was gonna say.
That's all right. We'll look into that. D, Simpsons at all? Have you watched anything recently in regards to The Simpsons?
There hasn't been any like set memory. I mean, of course, everybody grows up watching Simpsons, at dinner time, like Tay said. But I think the biggest memory of Simpsons for me was 2007 when the movie came out. I
Yes.
remember watching that in cinemas. Spider Pig, like that was stuck in my head all throughout primary school, like just singing it. And that movie was definitely a great movie. It came at the same
That-
time as Order of the Phoenix, which is also my favorite Harry Potter movie. But yes, that year was elite, even though I was 6 years old.
Oh, wow. 6 years old. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Fizzman, Simpsons?
Yes, 100%. Actually, I'm catching up to it because as a kid, we were not allowed to watch The Simpsons.
Yep. I got
So-
banned from The Simpsons as well growing up as a
Yeah.
kid. Do you know why?
I got banned as well, and then my dad got me a Simpsons VHS without my mum knowing. And it's like, Anthony will enjoy this, and they didn't even realize it was The Simpsons until I
How
had put
funny.
it on, and it's like, well, you guys enabled me.
I got banned from watching The Simpsons because when we went to pick up my sister from school when I was like, I don't know, 4 years old or something like that, I decided to moon the traffic that was picking up all the kids. So I pulled my
Oh,
pants
no.
down and exposed my derriere, and all the parents were mortified. So Bart Simpson was banned in our household. But then my dad would sneak me in and try and watch The Simpsons and all that. So thanks, Dad. Yeah, so anyway, The Simpsons, that drops on the 25th of September, and it'll be on Disney Plus for you to stream. We've got one more show to talk about, guys. I appreciate you hanging in here. I know you've all got places to be. Fizzman, you've got kebabs to eat as well. And that's not even, like, he actually has kebabs waiting for him.
Yum.
The last thing I want to talk about is Star Wars Bad Batch Season 2. I love the Clone Wars. I love the animation of the Clone Wars, and the Bad Batch is a spin-off of that. I actually haven't watched the whole season of the first season of the Bad Batch. But Tay, is this something that you have checked out at all?
So I'm like you. I think I'm 2 or 3 episodes off finishing the first season. For the Clone Wars and everything, I only ever watched an episode here or there. I never watched it from start to finish. I always find, even though I love my Disney animated films, I find it hard to keep going on these kind of animations. I don't know why. I really have no proper excuse for it. But no, I did like the first season, or from what I saw of it. So I'm definitely going to watch the second season. It just might be one that I'm a little bit slower to get to.
D, what about yourself, buddy?
I pretty much agree with what Tay said. Like, growing up watching Clone Wars, it was never like, I've never, even to this second, I need to like find the time to watch it, but I haven't watched the Clone Wars fully from start to finish in the proper chronological order. I've watched them, here and there whenever they were on TV, or with my brother growing up. Bad Batch, I still haven't got around to. I know they're both really good. I know the Clone Wars is good. I mean, they came back for like a 6th or a 7th season just to kind of end that story, which is pretty cool. It's definitely something I got to get around to. Is the Bad Batch like a sequel to the Clone Wars, or is it just a spin-off show?
I think it's just a spin-off. It's not like they're obviously like the clones, and then there's just a rogue Bad Batch of them. Everyone that watches Star Wars, the Clone Wars, you have to watch it because it makes you just appreciate the prequels so much more. Like, they bring in the different Jedis, characters, they give them stories, they give them personalities. We've also seen, in some of the TV shows like The Mandalorian and that, and also the Book of Boba Fett, they've brought some characters in from the Clone Wars, and it's just cool that they've really just gone and made this really canon, and it's great. So definitely give it a rewatch. I absolutely love the Clone Wars. This was at a time where Star Wars was very quiet in regards to content being made, and then the Clone Wars was only really the best thing going out.
It was carrying Star Wars, for ages.
And it was a Cartoon Network owned property for a while there until Disney purchased them. Fizzman, have you watched the Bad Batch at all, or even the Clone Wars?
I've seen the Clone Wars. I haven't yet watched the Bad Batch, and it's always been at like the top of my list. But like you said, there's so much content. It's like hard to cover.
Yeah, I feel like the only way to consume a lot of this stuff is to binge it. I know, D, that you said that you can't do that, but I feel like you sort of have to watch everything in one day just to stay on top of it, because the following week something gets released, and the following week something else gets released, and then there's a game that you have to play and spend, an hour, 100 hours playing. It's just crazy. It's really crazy. Before we leave it there, does anybody else want to add anything to the Bad Batch at all?
No, I think we're good.
So the Bad Batch comes out on the 28th of September on Disney Plus, obviously. And that is going to wrap it up there for our September release schedule. Well done, guys. We got through it. I know it's an hour and a half into it, but done.
On Dion's point, so Doctor Who ran from 1963 to 1989 before it was off the air, and then was revived in 2005.
Yeah, it's a very...
That would explain why it hasn't...
Oh, there you go. That's actually a really cool trivia point. So it hasn't been on the air for 50 years, but it's been 50 years since it's been...
Because it's continuing audio stories.
Ah, how interesting. Actually, I remember the hiatus, actually. I remember when it came back and it was a big deal. All right, we're going to end the podcast there. I appreciate everybody tuning in, whether you're listening to the audio version or you're checking out the visual version of this. Before we sign off, Taylor, where can everybody find you on your...
A trivia.
The trivia!
Jaden, don't run away
Trivia.
so soon.
Lucky somebody's on it tonight. Sorry. the
He's
trivia
nice.
questions.
He just got his birthday on his mind. He forgot about it. We can let him be.
It's fine.
Bless me, I'm an old guy. Come on, I'm old. I've
It's his
lost it.
bedtime.
Okay, yeah. Quiet you. All right, let's go. Let's check out the trivia questions. Let's go.
Alright, we'll start with the Rick and Morty ones, and then we'll finish off with the birthday one.
Geekazoid.
Alright, I think I lost it. How did you guys go with the questions? Do you think you got them all? Alright, here are the answers. Okay, question 1. What universe is Rick from? The answer is C137. Okay, question 2. What method does Rick use to travel between universes? The answer is a portal gun. And then finally, on the 5th of September, what season of Rick and Morty premieres? It is season 6. Make sure to tune in to Rick and Morty when it premieres on the 5th of September. Also, make sure to tune in to Geekazoid every Thursday at 7 p.m. AEST. Also, make sure to follow all our socials, and also make sure to follow me on all my social media at Captain Fizman. All right, that's me signing off. Back to you guys in studio.
Geekazoid.
I love the floating head of Captain Fizzman in that.
I was going to make note of that as well.
How did you guys go? Let us know in the comments as well how you went, and big thank you to Captain Fizzman's variant for always bringing the goods in regards to the trivia questions and answers. We appreciate it, but the trivia fun does not stop there. Apparently, I totally forgot about it, and there are some bonus questions for you. So let's go. Let's throw it back to Captain Fizzman's variant for the bonus questions.
Geekazoid.
What is up, everyone? It is Captain Fizzman, back to give you the answers. Okay, question 1. What star sign is Jaden? Jaden is a Virgo. He's born September 8th, which makes him a Virgo.
All right, next question. Is true or false Jaden has been pied in the face? All right, answer time. It is true. Of course, by our one and only Captain Fizzman was the one to give him that pie in the face.
And then the answer to the final question, on the 22nd of April, 2016, Jaden released a tap video featuring which superhero? The answer is Captain America. Get it? Let us know how you did in the comments. Also, make sure to give Jaden a big happy birthday, and also happy birthday from the entire Geekazoid fan. And back to you guys in the studio.
Geekazoid.
Captain America. It was Captain America, and there's the shield that I butchered with my tap shoes. It was actually really. I actually have to. I said that last time, but I actually got to share it on the Geekazoid story, so I might do that. I might do that tomorrow night. Yeah, and I butchered that. Do you know how painful it was to buy this shield and then like scratch it up? But it's a trophy because I can say I tapped that. Yeah, so there you go.
Very nice.
Did you also like the additional footage of you getting pied in the face?
You know, I remember getting pied in the face, and I had to go to Paris for Paris Gamescom that night, and I smelt of cream, and I feel bad for the person that was next to me on that flight. I tried to wash it off as much as possible, but I just stunk of dairy. So thank you, Captain Fizzman, for that. I appreciate that. And I thank everyone as well for doing the very special trivia questions. That is very kind of you. Very, very, very spoilt. So I appreciate that. And you guys are very sneaky. So I appreciate that. All right. Tay, where can everybody follow you on your socials?
Alrighty. So across all social media, we've got TikTok, Instagram. It is Miss Marvel AUS at the end. And also don't forget to give Jaden a happy birthday as well. And happy birthday from us, of course. And then, yeah, don't forget to follow Geekazoid as well. Again, on all of the social media you can possibly think of. Follow us there.
What about you, Dion?
Yeah.
So you guys can find me on TikTok and Instagram. On TikTok, it's King with 2 Z's World, and on Instagram, it is King with 2 I's and 1 Z World. And of course, happy birthday to our brother Jaden. Hope you have a blessed day tomorrow, man.
Oh,
Have
thank
a
you
great-
so much. Thank you so much. Captain Fizzman, how about yourself, buddy? Where can we
And
find
I was
you?
gonna let you go.
Oh, of course. Sorry, you are the captain. Okay, you can follow me at jrod_HD across my socials, and definitely follow Geekazoid at Geekazoid Live across the socials. We're looking for subscribers on our YouTube channel. We are looking for followers on our Twitch, and I know that we're meant to do a giveaway this week, but that's actually going to happen next week now because we're still trying to sort out what to do in terms of the giveaway. So definitely check the socials. It's going to be probably dropping over the weekend, all that information. And yeah, thank you to everyone that wished me happy birthday. Fizzman, here you go. How about yourself, buddy? Where can we find you?
You can find me everywhere at Captain Fizzman, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Vero, Be Real, TikTok, just everywhere. Just search for Captain Fizzman and you'll find me.
Awesome. Well, I'd like to say thank you to everyone for tuning in to Geekazoid. We appreciate you guys. I know this wasn't the live version, but we'll be back next week for the live version of Geekazoid. Fizzman, do the honors, buddy.
First of all, I want to wish Jaden a big happy birthday from the entire Geekazoid fam. We wish you nothing but love and good vibes. If you want to follow Geekazoid, you can follow us everywhere on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and soon to be TikTok, and also YouTube at Geekazoid Live or Geekazoid. If you just type in Geekazoid, SEO will do the wonders. Also, make sure to follow all our amazing hosts at their respective socials, and yeah, also make sure to tune in 7 p.m. every Thursday, wherever you are. Primarily AEST, so in South Australia it'll be 6:30, in Western Australia it'll be 4. It'll be about 4 o'clock. So yeah, but other than that, make sure to tune in and always keep geeking out.
See you guys.
Legends, goodbye.